Hey folks, how we doing? It is really good to be back with you one more time. I know it's been a while for me in videos. I haven't filmed one in a while. But nice to be back. And I haven't done much vinyl digging over the last few weeks or so because, well, I just haven't had time. Been a busybody and I haven't really had much time for vinyl. So a lot of what I'm going to show you was actually purchased online. I didn't actually go to a vinyl store to get this vinyl. On one record, I actually went to a concert to get it, but it was a local show, but we'll get to that later. So here's some of the stuff I ordered online, and I'll start with Rush because I'm a big Rush fan. This is Rush live in Cleveland, Time Machine Tour from 2011. This recently came out on vinyl not too long ago for the very first time only. So real excited to get this. I've had this on CD for years. I actually went to a concert during this tour back in 2011 and it was really cool because they played all of Moving Pictures live in its entirety, and so every song on that album plus some old favorites, some classics. So it was a good Rush concert. I went with it with my best friend and his daughter, and that was a great show. Good memories. This is a really nice set. It's put together very well. It opens up like a kind of like a 3-page book. So there's the first couple of pages of it, I guess you could say. With a nice live photography and some interesting stuff here to read. And I'll show you what the vinyl looks like. Here is the vinyl. I'll show you just the printed part of it. And then I'll do the artsy-fartsy side here. And it sounds great too. The CD was mixed really well, and so are these records. I believe this is a 4-record set. And it sounds really, really nice. And I really dig the mix on it. I'm already used to the the set list because I've had this on, like I said, on CD for a long time. Here is the center of the flip gatefold, is what I'm calling it, I guess, which contains the other record, which more or less has the same label, different artsy label, but the same printed label. So, and this record just doesn't want to stay in. This is probably my favorite picture of the whole thing. Really cool, and some more artwork here. Yeah, 4-record set for this. And I mean, this just sounds great. The mix is really good. It's great to hear them play Moving Pictures in its entirety again. It was on that tour as well. And I don't know if I skipped this one or not. I think I showed it, but just hopefully getting into everything. Great live set. The drum solo sounds really spectacular on here. It's great to have Presto, a live version of Presto on vinyl. I have it on my vinyl version of the Presto album, but it's nice to have a live version of it. I believe this was the only tour where they played that song. So it's great to have it on vinyl. That's one of the reasons I wanted to get it. Just not because of one song, I mean, I like the whole thing, but that's just a bonus for me. Anyway, Rush live in Cleveland, 2011, the Time Machine Tour. Really great album. And we'll stick with Rush for this next album here. This is an anniversary album, 40th anniversary, I believe, for the album Farewell to Kings. It has it with a special album cover here, and things are just falling out. There we go. This has been out for about a year, but I got a good price on it online, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. And there's the back of it and all that spectacular. And this one came with actually a vinyl mat. I'll show that first because it has a really cool design. I'm going to keep it along with the album. I'm not going to put it on my turntable, but it's a cool little collectible item to have, so I'm glad it came with that. And here's the book. It has the lyrics and a lot of artwork, and so really good quality book. This one actually has the original album cover on it, so very nice. And here's the other side here too. I love how this book is put together. It is really well done. It has a picture, there's artwork for every song on the album. All this is just interesting stuff to read. I haven't gotten to that yet, but I will read it. Here's a cool picture of a band from back in the day. So, yeah. This book is very well put together, like I said. Here's the artwork for the song, Farewell to Kings. Really beautifully done, too. Really nice picture. I like it. And it has that for all the songs. Every song gets in. Plus we got the lyrics, but that's not very exciting to look at. But this picture right here for Xanadu, probably my favorite. It is just a gorgeous looking picture for the song Xanadu. Love it, absolutely love it. And I love this book. I love how it's put together. Plus it has some live photography but from back from the era, which would have been 77 or 78. I don't really quite remember. But very, very cool. I believe it's 77. And yeah, look at that. Look at that picture. Isn't that gorgeous? Just gorgeous. Anyway, that's just to give you an idea what the booklet looks like that came with it. Really nice. And the centerpiece for the gatefold is these two pictures from the 70s. Just to put you back in that time. Really cool. I like artwork that just puts you back there. And of course, band member photos just to show what they looked like. I really dig this collection. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. I do love the album. I do love the songs on the album. But I have the album already. I have 2 copies of this album. So this would make, technically this would make 3. But on here we have, of course, we have the album Farewell to Kings remastered, which sounds great. And then we have a concert, Rush live at the Hammersmith Odeon, February 20th in 1978. And that takes up sides 3 all the way to 7. On the 8th side, we have some covers, Dream Theater covering Xanadu, and other various bands covering songs from that era. But with the live concert, Hammersmith Odeon, now that came on a CD release of theirs not too long ago. I thought I had it here. I guess I don't. Oh yeah, here it is right here. Okay, it came on this live CD way back in the day, late 90s is when this was released. They included an extra disc, which was the 1978 concert, and this was the cover for it. It was an extra disc included. But it didn't contain the full concert. What's contained on this album, even though it's the same concert, there are a few songs that wasn't on the CD. And it was 2112, Close to the Heart, I believe, and one more song, and I can't remember which one it was now. I think it was Lakeside Park. Yeah, Lakeside Park. Lakeside Park, Close to the Heart in 2112, which was not included on this CD. So cool to have the full concert on here. Really cool. I love this collection. It sounds great. It's mixed great. And just to give you an idea of what the label looks like, there you go. It sounds really good on my turntable. I turned this up when I first got it and absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. One of my favorite pieces in my Rush collection now is this 40th anniversary remaster, because it just sounds so sweet. It does. It sounds absolutely amazing. And really love this. Now I'm kind of tempted to go after the one for Hemispheres. I didn't want to at first because I have too many copies, vinyl copies of the album Hemispheres, and I just thought I didn't need another one. But after seeing how well this is put together, maybe I might go for it, because it has the Pink Pop Festival as the live inclusion of that box set, and it's on like it's on 4 sides, 2 albums, and that seems, now it's really tempting. Okay, let's move on to some other bands besides Rush. Pink Floyd. An album I didn't need from Pink Floyd, but bought it anyway. This is also an anniversary pressing, 25th anniversary pressing of the Division Bell from Pink Floyd. This is the one that's pressed on blue vinyl. And when I saw this in the record store, I saw that and I said, well, you know what? I already have a vinyl copy of the Division Bell, and I love that album. I don't need this, but until you actually see it, it gets really tempting. And of course, some really nice inner sleeves here that are well made. Love it. And here it is, Division Bell on blue vinyl. It looks beautiful and it sounds just as beautiful. Oy cabe. This is a 2-record set. I'll just show you one. It's just, oh, so good. So good. And I've been spinning it pretty often since I got it. I got this like a week ago or a week and a half ago or something like that. Oh my God, it just looks really good. Really, really good. And of course, there's the one's right side up, one's upside down, but you get the idea. And there's the back of it right here. It's remastered, I mean, just like my other vinyl copy of this album that I was happy with for a couple of years until this came out. So now I got 2 of the same thing, but I'm still glad I got this because it is a beautiful set. Sounds great, looks great. I love blue vinyl. I've always been a sucker for blue vinyl, and now that I have it, I'm glad I pulled the trigger on it. This is going to be one of my favorite albums in my collection, no doubt. And really glad to have this Pink Floyd record in my collection. The blue vinyl looks so gorgeous. Yeah, I don't regret buying that at all, even though it wasn't very necessary. Next one is a new album, or somewhat new album, from Howard Jones called Transformed. Great new album from Howard Jones. It reminds me of his 80s material, Humans Live. It reminds me a lot of that album. Really cool songs on here. Really love the first song on here, which is the first single from the album, which is the One to Love You. It's a great song. But this is a good album. I think side 1 is I love every song on side 1 of this record, and side 2 sounds great too. But all of side 1 is just excellent to me, to my ears, and this is just a gorgeous record, and I love it. I don't regret buying this at all. I bought this online because I couldn't find it in any record store, so I had to buy it online, but no regrets at all. On July 3rd in Sacramento, I saw Howard Jones in concert in a small little club called Ace of Spades here in Sacramento. Well, it's not small, but it's not a theater either, but practically the size of a theater. It's big for a club, let's put it that way. And he put on a great show. I mean, he sang all of his 80s hits that you'd want to hear from him, but he also sang quite a few songs from this album too. But he sang about almost half of this album live. It was a great evening. One of the best concerts I went to this year. I've been to a lot of them this year and having a lot of fun, but this was a great concert. And even though I didn't really post a review or anything on it, I went to it on July 3rd. It was a fun night, an absolute fun night. The crowd was really into it. It was a sold out crowd. It was packed like sardines in this place. And everybody sang along with almost every song. There was a big sing-along almost on every song, except for the new songs, because no one really knew the material that well. But the crowd was so into it, I left there feeling like I was floating on a cloud. It was that fun of a night, and I really loved it. And I can't wait to see Howard Jones again if I ever see him again. But that was the first time I ever saw Howard Jones live, and it was one of the best shows I've been to this year. And the year's not over yet, but I still remember how much fun that night was, and I really love this album. It's a great new album from Howard Jones. Absolutely love it. All right, a reissue here from Janet Jackson. This is just titled Janet. Has 2 of my favorite songs. That's The Way Love Goes and If. I think those are great songs by Janet Jackson, and they sound great on this remastered vinyl set. I think I'll get the Velvet Rope next if I could find it. But yeah, this was recently reissued, and it booms on my stereo. The bass, the bottom end on this album really booms, and it bumps like crazy in this little room here. And it sounds great in here, and some great hits on here. I like this album. I remember when it came out in the early 90s, I absolutely loved the song That's the Way Love Goes. Loved it from the opening notes. I thought when that beat drops and those nice chords come in, like, oh, then her silky voice right over it. Oh my God, it's just beautiful. And there's some jams on this album too. There's some jams. There's also an extra track on here, which I thought sounded really good. So this wasn't very expensive either. I think it was barely over $20, and I'm really glad I pulled the trigger on this. I had to buy it online, but really great remix. I'm really glad to put this in my collection. I'll try to get the Velvet Rope next, because I remember I like that album too, but like this one more, so I wanted to get this one first. So big addition to my Janet Jackson vinyl collection, which is slowly starting to grow, but it's growing. All right, the next one up, some I did find in a used record store. The Eurythmics, Revenge is the name of the album. So Eurythmic, Revenge. I've always been a fan of Annie Lennox's voice, but never bought any of their albums. And now I'm realizing that was a huge mistake, because I love listening to Annie Lennox sing. And this album is in really good condition. Bought it used, but it's clean and it sounds great and it plays great. And I love the music on this album. I've listened to it a couple times now, and I really love what I heard. I mean, it has Missionary Man, it has Thorn in My Side, which are probably two of my favorite songs on the album. But the whole record, I think, is good. I really enjoyed spinning this, and I enjoy Annie Lennox's voice so much, so little by little, I think I'll get some Eurythmic records, some of her solo albums, because the woman can sing her ass off. She's a damn good singer, and I just love listening to her sing. So it's fun to collect her vinyl, or Eurythmic's vinyl, I should say. All right, last one. We're going to end with a unsigned band. This is a punk band out of Oakland, California, I believe, which is not very far from here. My band has done a couple of shows with this band. They're an unsigned band. They're a punk band called Year of the Fist. This is their album called Revive Me. And lucky guys, they get to put their debut album out on colored vinyl. So it's on purple vinyl. I bought this at a show. I went to one of their shows when they came here to Stockton, playing a little bar called the Whiskey Barrel, and it was them and two other punk bands for the night, and real high energy punk music. This is a male and female band, so the two guitar players in this band are female, as well as the lead singer, who also plays guitar. And two guys in the band are on drums and bass guitar. And unfortunately, with the insert, they didn't put a band photo, so it's just all the credits. But really fun band, really fun to see live. They're energetic, their shows are fun. They're good people. I've met them before, and all of them are real nice people. And like I said, my band had done 2 shows, I believe, with them, all at the Whiskey Barrel Saloon here in Stockton. And they drive down from the Bay Area to do shows here, and man, it's fun to watch them live. They put on some high energy shows, but they're good players, and there's some really good songs on this record. I really dig this album. Unsigned band, so if you're into high energy punk, this would be a good band to check out. Year of the Fist. They are killer. Alright, that's going to do it here. That is my vinyl haul for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was good hanging out again. Leave me some comments and we'll have a little chat going as always. Alright, take care, folks. See you at the next one.